Hi guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution, and I'm here today to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Aries for September 2021. Keep in mind it's a general message, my friends. Take what you feel resonates for you, disregard the rest, and go about your day. But know that no matter what messages do come through, it's still up to you and your active free will, the choices you make, and the steps you take in this world to get whatever fulfillment it is you'd like to see. And remember, that's at the tips of your fingers, at the soles of your feet. So use that power to do wisely, my friends. For all my subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I love you, love you, love you from the bottom of my heart. You guys mean the world to me. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If you feel at the end that this resonates, you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe. Join the journey with me. And my friends, if you do like this video, help me out. Give it a thumbs up. Let's get it circulating. I truly appreciate your support. So before I get into the cards, I do just want to take a moment to call in spirit. I'm going to ask Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron, as well as my team of light, to join us today to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you who would ask for it, to use me as the clearest channel possible and delivering messages that are only for your highest good. Nothing second rate here today, my friends. Again, no matter what messages do come through, though, use your discerningness, the power of your discerning mind, okay? Take what you feel is for you, and if it's not for you, don't make it fit the situation. A couple months down the line, it might. Sometimes I find that I'll do a reading and a couple months later I go to watch it. So I'm a Gemini. Often it's if it's in a Gemini or like a postcard or something like that, and then I start watching it, and a couple months later I realize, oh yeah, that totally resonated, but not in ways I could have seen. So again, just keep an open mind, my friends. I'm going to start off with a little spiritual advice from the Dragon Oracle today. And I will just show you guys, in case you're interested. This is by Diana Cooper. Okay, so we'll find out what messages the Dragon Spirits would like you guys to know as an overarching spiritual advice for September. Okay, so these two flipped out, and this one came out upside down. I'll read to you the first ones, and you have the silver dragon on the bottom. One of the cards that flipped out is Alpha Dragon. This is the divine masculine energy around us. But this card flipped out when I was pre-shuffling it. So it is really important for Spirit, saying, you know what, this energy is important to honor our masculine energy within us. Aries as well, the sign of Aries is also associated with the Emperor in the Tarot. So I feel like right now this could be a real time for what I heard is getting things done. Going after those projects that you may have put on the back burner for a while. School's back in session, my friends. So if you have kids that are back in school, anything that you may have been putting off, now's the time that Spirit's saying, hey, time to get going on with that alpha energy. Harness the divine masculine power of creation. Destroy the old. Visualize your dream. Help to manifest a new world. That's amazing. So this is really getting these creative juices and these creative powers flowing. You also have the crystal yellow dragon, and it says it opens you to higher learning and wisdom. Expand your crown chakra for illumination and walk the spiritual path. This is really important to any of you if you do identify more as masculine. This is really important. I feel like a lot of you may be undergoing right now a major spiritual change or awakening, and Spirit is really, really strong. I'm going to read from this card from the book because I feel like it's the second time it came out. It's important. If you see as well, though, this divine masculine dragon is carrying a yellow feather. So to me, this also is saying, you know what? Pay attention to the knowings that you're getting and the downloads that you're getting through your crown. They're going to help you. And the last one here is the deep blue dragon. It keeps you safe by clearing your pathway. Trust that you are protected. Walk on a path of light. Even if things seem kind of hectic in your 3D reality right now, the dragon spirits are letting you know you are protected, and the divine masculine aspect here is super important. So I'm going to bring a message right now from this book and find out a little bit of the Alpha Dragon for you. Okay, so I'm going to hold this card up a little bit. Whatever feelings or thoughts it invokes, pay attention to it, because this is also one of the ways that Spirit works with you, right? Do you notice here in his third eye? He's very connected to the light here as well. Whoever I'm speaking to, I feel like you're very powerful. And I think that if you have not already come to terms with that power, or already come to terms with just how, what I heard is like really magnificent you are, right? I almost heard like you could turn ashes into gold, right? Cinder into gold. Whatever has happened, whatever that paradigm is, whatever this old that is, right? Whatever those ashes are, there's an alchemy in this because they taught you something. And there is, I heard nutrients, but it's not nutrients. But there is nutrients in that ash. It was used for a lot of different things during pioneer times. Actually, ash used to be put on some fields for fertilizing. They used to use it for, well, they still do use it to make lye for soap, and cleaning. But that's not the only thing. I mean, I'm thinking when I was a kid, my dad, we lived in a farm, and our driveway was always ice, so my dad would pour the ashes on the driveway and give you a little bit of traction. There's always something that you can do with what people think that is waste. So whatever is being burnt down, I heard burn down to the ground, whatever those ashes are, my friends, rise up, okay? Rise up in that masculine element. What I'm hearing too is if you identify more as feminine, this is getting in touch with that masculine polarity within yourself. So I was shuffling as well, actually, this, I'll bring one of these before I bring the tarot, because past life oracle, I got the male-female card kind of flew to the ground while I was pre-shuffling, much like this alpha dragon. I think there's a lot about duality here, okay? And many of us, when we're opening up to our crown, when we're opening up to our third eye, when we're opening up sort of to those higher chakras, we're really connected to our feminine aspect. But this is really asking us to focus on those lower chakras now and to really bring that creativity and that power of creation into actuality and into being. So, it says, these incredible galactic dragons carry Archangel Metatron's highest light. They help to create the universe that we live in and continue to breathe the yang energy of manifestation into the world. Because they have the power of physical manifestation, they work with our thoughts when we or the collective mind of humanity are ready to bring something into creation. These are enormous and powerful dragons. They only work for the highest good. As they can build, they can also destroy. They are entering our world now at the end of an old era and the start of a new to facilitate the destruction of that which no longer serves our planet and the destruction of a new world at a much higher frequency. One of the things that I actually heard here was like hegemonic masculinity, okay? That idea of what it means to be a man, I guess is the way I'm going to put this, because that's different all across board. It's these ideas of masculinity, the ideas that society and I would say the media at large has portrayed what it means. And in a lot of things, what I want to say is this is important in terms of non-binary a little bit, whereas we're talking about that divine masculine power that exists within all of us, whether we identify as a masculine or whether we identify as a feminine, or whether again we feel like we're non-binary. These energies exist within us, and I feel like it's really important to acknowledge that they do exist. This yin, this yang is within all of us. So just as much as it can create, it can destroy. Still a creation process, because we're creating ruin. So it's really important right now to look at what's crumbling, what's rising up for you, and how can you use your power to make the changes that are necessary for you in your world. So it's really important right now that you open up to learning whatever those lessons were. Whatever happens or has been happening, just remember that whatever you're doing as you're walking this path of light, you are protected. It may not always seem like this if we're having structures crumble and burn to the ground around us, but there is always some silver lining. And again, I heard like through the ashes there is light. So the guidance under here says, Alpha Dragons are bringing you a very special message. You're being called to demonstrate creative forces in your current project or experience. So ask these magnificent beings to assist you and know that their masculine energy will empower and strengthen you as you visualize what you want to build. You can also ask these dragons to support you in constructing our new fifth dimensional world. As you hold the vision of the new age, of the new golden age, they can take your pictures and breathe life into them. This is a card of raw power and creation, so ensure your intentions are pure. And I think this is really important too. A lot of us, when we're wanting to take part in magic or we're wanting to manifest our desires, we want to make sure that they are pure and really looking into our whys, right? What is our driving force behind this? Is it something that is pure? Is it something that is maybe a little clouded? And really work that out. So the last one I'm going to show you too, because I saw it under here, was the orange and gold dragon from Arcturus, which opens you to knowledge for the new golden age. And this one is opening you to higher learning. You're being opened to knowledge. So carry the energy of the future. Be a guiding light. There could even be some knowledge that you have or some understandings that you have that you might think are obscure. And what would people really want for that? But it's because you are here to help light that torch, to be a torch bearer on that pathway to light for other people. I really keep feeling like whoever I'm speaking to specifically, this is a really strong masculine energy, and it's really important for you to show your masculinity, because it's different than maybe those around you, to show that there's a different way to do things and that we can still really live in this yang energy, but be warm and be inviting and be creative and tapped into the etheric world. So the one that was on the bottom is the silver dragon, and you hold that key, you hold that knowledge. It illuminates your potential with higher light. Access untapped resources, look into your soul, see higher possibilities. And what I'm hearing with this particular card as well is that for some of you, one thing you may actually want to ask, and what I'm hearing is before you go to sleep, ask Spirit to help or maybe even gift you with some guidance in your sleep, or even some sort of download that will really help you to integrate this, because whatever lies within you, if you haven't come to terms yet with this power, it's still untapped. For those of you, you may have come to terms with some of it, but there I heard is lifetimes of untapped potential and energy within you that's just waiting to get out, to help literally be a torchbearer and just show other people the way and the path. So whatever is happening in your world, if it's a little bit daunting, just remember that everything that is happening, it's to clear the way and to clear your pathway. So I'm going to bring a message from the past life oracle as well, just to see what blocks are being cleared for you, because I do think that's important, that there are some blocks. I heard there could be some blocks to power. So first, let me see, what are the blocks to power? You have angels. Tell me more about this, the blocks to power. I'm going to take that card, monk or nun. For some of you, in a past life, the bottom is Asia, definitely. For some of you guys, you definitely could have been a monk. You could have been a nun. I even heard like priest, even though it's a little bit different energy. But in the past, you may have really devoted yourself to communication with the spirit realm, to communicating with spirit, with angels. I heard as well, some of you may even actually be an earth angel, that your soul is angelic in nature, and or you are hearing nature, the angels call to you. In terms of this being a block to accepting your power, I feel like for some of this is because we're so focused on listening and expecting the answers from outside of us. And while it's important to hold faith there, what I'm hearing on this end is there could have been something in a past life where this devotion worked against you, and that you may not actually feel as protected. But I think this is where it's really important. They're showing me this one. You are protected throughout whatever happens. So Spirit, can you tell me a little bit more? Thank you. I threw another card down here. And we have persecution and inquisition. That makes a lot of sense too, especially if you were devoted to certain religions or certain ideas and theologies during times where there was a lot of persecution. So we'll just make a couple examples here. One could be if you were Jewish and you lived during the time of the Holocaust. For some of you, if you are a nun or a priest, I'm even thinking like Catholic, Protestant, kind of conflicts as well. There could have been a time where you were persecuted for your religious beliefs or for your understandings or your deep understanding and deep-seated knowledge. So there's a lot here as well. What I'm hearing is this could even be, whether it's this lifetime, it could be something that's happened in your past or something that is just educating you on a subliminal way. There's something that you may have felt persecuted for in the past, and this, I feel like, is where whatever the block is to accepting this creative power and that it's truly there for you is just because other people again could have persecuted. Where I get this again is this monk or nun kind of ideology where rather than seeing the power within you, we're devoted to our God and we're devoted to our service. While that's important, I think it's really important to understand as well that you are hearing angels. You are hearing that call, and what I'm hearing is definitely to heed that call. So I'm going to ask one more message for how to remove these blocks to accepting personal power. The high priest or priestess. And funny enough, I thought some of you as well may have had that priest energy in you. It's important to accept your I heard theology again though, but I think it's where it's important to accept your inner knowing, right? Because the high priest or priestess, they talk directly to God, right? So do you. So remember that. You always can have a personal relationship with Source, with Spirit, with God. It just takes you speaking and you listening. And to understand, too, is that I heard there may be some really powerful messages and potent messages that is really going to be important for you. This is that chakra, that crown chakra as well, listening to Spirit, knowing and accepting that what you're hearing, there is... I keep hearing a basis for understanding as well. You may actually encounter some sort of information that feels like you've felt it before, and it could be, again, past life stuff coming, that where you've been persecuted for your religious beliefs, but now's the time just to really accept that Spirit used you as a conduit then. They're going to use you as a conduit now, and it's a lot more safe time for you. So whatever changes that you are instrumental in making at this time, go for it, my friends, because what I heard is it's your divine path. It is your dharma. It is what you're meant to do in this world. So fear not, my friends. Let's find here high priest or priestess. So it says you probably already know that you were in other lifetimes, and it says that you've also retained your heightened spiritual knowledge, which this card is urging you to put into greater practice. A time for you to reignite your spiritual power and use it in service to your divine mission of healing, teaching, and helping the world. This card urges you to release any insecurities you may have about your spiritual abilities or any fears about others knowing your belief. And I think this is where it's the most important, because I also definitely feel like there may have been a place where, even though you're very devoted to this, trying to hide it, again, because of this persecution. But in this lifetime, you're not going to be persecuted for it the same way. So I'm going to bring to you some cat tarot at the bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh, we have, I think this is the 6. No, it's the 4. The 4 of Swords. So this cat's just resting now. This may be what you need to do too, is just take some time to rest. Roll around, show the world your belly. What I also heard is don't be afraid to scratch if someone uninvitingly goes to pet you. So let's see here. Spirit, what messages would you have for Aries? Please, what's your guidance today? Okay, so if you look at this deck, a bunch flipped over in there. We're going to take the ones that flipped out. Wow, we got the Empress on the top. So I think that's really important as well when we're talking about this alpha dragon, this divine masculine dragon coming out twice. Then you have the Empress here as well. This is really, again, about that non-binary, about accepting both aspects within yourself. Again, there could be more, though. This could be another person. This could be you. This could be, I heard Taurus. But I think this is also about matters of the heart, and whereas the alpha energy is asking you to use this power of creation and really harness it, this Empress is actually able to create life as well. So it's different ways of creating. Okay, so I'll show you how, and I want me to show you this one. So we have the Eight of Swords, going after what you want, right? Tearing that off and just being playful. But I feel like this cat in ways is tearing away the rules too, right? Like, it doesn't want the toilet paper, it just wants the roll. So we'll get into this more. We have the Hermit, hiding away in the box. You have the Queen of Cups. So this could be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio in your world as well. The Hermit, I'm trying to remember. You have the Six of Swords. So where the Eight of Swords is, there's this more playful, throwing loose the conventions that tell you just to leave it alone and saying, you know what, I'm a cat. It's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let go of all the things that they told me and just, that's it. And then you have this Six going, you know what, it's time to rest. And the last one here is the Nine of Bowls, the Nine of Cups. So I think that's also really important because it's like, rest your mind. Something may have you here kind of keeping to yourself, and what I heard is also wanting to enjoy the finer qualities in this life. So what we have here is, I think it's really important that whatever needs to be thrown away, whatever needs to be released for you accepting your power in this world and accepting your creative power and your divinity, we need to let it go and add a little play to our life. Because this Hermit, this guy could be hiding because he's afraid to show their true colors and the true potential, or it could be playtime as well. So have a cup of tea is what I heard. Relax, get your mind straight, take a nap if you need it. Stretch out. For some of you, this may be yoga, may be really helpful as well. But don't forget to look at what's in front of you. And Spirit threw a card on the ground, which is the Four of Pentacles here. So this is also, I heard curious optimism, but this is also looking at what's in front of them with a little curiosity. He hasn't gobbled them all up. There may be reasons, there may be saving, it may be to share, but I think that it's really important here because this is also a squaring up of potential, a squaring up of abilities, and something that's happening in this physical. So for some of you, there may be a partnership as well, as what I heard, that may work to kind of bring these spiritual abilities into focus as well. So if that resonates, if you do have sort of this Queen of Cups with this Nine of Cups, if you do have this here, this is really saying, you know what, to acknowledge it for what it is and just to really enjoy the process, enjoy each other, I feel like, and just to follow your heart. But they keep bringing me back to this teapot. I feel like this is also enjoying the opportunities while they're hot. Enjoy your tea while it's hot. To be present, right? Not to nap away the day, not to nap away the problems, not to hide away from the problems, but to focus them dead on so that whenever you release these inhibitions to just be who you are and let loose, it's going to be a lot more comfortable, a lot more rewarding, okay? So it's time to just stretch them out. And this card also talks about in the book that it's time to take that deep stretch, but also remember, are there spots in this where we may have caused a tear? Because this is the Nine of Swords, which often can be nightmare. This is also putting it down, going, you know what, we're fine, but just being careful that we're not putting our claws in too much to whatever it is that we're destroying it. I guess that's the message I have. So let's look at the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck, you have the Ten of Wands. Whatever's been difficult, it's time to put it down. If there's something annoying you, I feel like this is to treat it head on, not to hide in the box over it, but to express your feelings, to express your truth, to be who you are. And remember here that destroying whatever is being destroyed, whatever old situations are going away, something new is coming, and it's for the better, my friends. So that's the message I have. I really hope you have a wonderful, wonderful month, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.